right?
Okay.
So you have the question, and it's easy for me also to correct. Otherwise, I have to go back to the book and kind of find it out.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So what was the question?
The first one, oh, I made a couple of spelling mistakes. Yeah, I had to type it last minute. I'm sorry, but yeah, the second one was in today's in today's world, most people either work for an organization for the rest of their working life, or they work in different organizations.
Okay.
Which do you? What's your opinion? That's it.
Okay. So if you look at the question has two different sets of people. There's one, section of society who's telling that, there are people who choose to work with the same organization. Like if you look at our previous generation, if you look at our fathers and, granddads, you'll see that they would stick around with the same organization. They would hardly switch jobs. Mostly the government ones. And then if you look at our generation, you would see that, it's more like we are changing jobs. We are not we don't stick around with a single job for longer, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole idea. So there are two different sections of people, and then if you look at the question, it says discuss both the views and give your opinion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to use Georgia font. You can just use a.
I know. I just like the font. I'm used to it.
But when you're, but it's not a formal one. So when you're giving a formal writing or when you're submitting, doing it formal, it's better if you can use the ones which are formal. So discuss both the views and give your opinion. So this is a discussion essay with opinion.
Yeah.
So what is a discussion essay with opinion? A discussion essay with opinion is basically nothing but you have to discuss the merits and demerits of both the sides, and then you have to put forth your opinion, or then you have to give your standpoint. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
in writing task 2 in your IELTS academic, you have these 6 different types of essays. You have opinion essay, you have discussion essay, you have positive, negative, you have advantage, disadvantage, problem solution. So all these different types of essays are there, right?
Yeah.
So it is very important for you to identify the type of the essay right away, because as I've already mentioned that each type of essay has a structure, has a way of writing. So a discussion essay with opinion has a way of writing, an opinion essay has a way of writing, problem solution has a way of writing. So the moment you're coming across the question, see the topic and see the task question, and depending on your task question, decide upon the type of the essay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now when this is done, so when we say giving your opinion, so what are the ways in which you can give your opinion?
Well, in this in the way I wrote, in the first like in the introduction paragraph, I just wrote about like which side I'm taking on, which part of the discussion I'm
So I
taking.
want to know that how did you decide upon your opinion even before starting to work on the essay? How did you decide upon your opinion? How did you know that how did you decide that मुझे ये you understand Hindi? No.
No,
Okay.
no.
How did you decide that I have to take this side?
Um, well, I just figured this had more what do you call it? I felt like this was more beneficial because I personally believe that, if you actually do get into an organization, they become like, your family. You go to work every day, you get used to that.
So what happened was that you basically applied your personal choice or your personal experience, right? Which is
Yeah.
not bad. I mean, it is not incorrect or it is not bad, but ideally you need to understand that whenever there is an essay and they are asking you for your opinion, instead of deciding upon your opinion based on your personal choice or based on your personal experience, it would be great if you can decide upon your opinion depending upon your points that you're planning. Okay. So do not have a preconceived idea or do not have a predetermined opinion or notion even before planning the points on both the sides. First, plan the points on both the sides and then decide upon your opinion or conclusion. Okay. So
Yeah.
the first 40 minutes that you have for your writing has to be 5 to 7 minutes on planning and micro planning. Then you have 25 to 30 minutes on writing the main essay. Then the last 3 to 4 minutes on proofreading or revising. Okay, so these steps are equally important in your writing, which means first you have to plan the main points, then you have to build upon the main points, and then you have to write your main essay, and then you have to move on to proofreading or revising. So these are equally important. Did you do your planning before you started writing your essay?
No, I just jumped into it.
Anyways, so we learn about planning and micro planning in today's session. So let us do planning on both the sides. So let's say same organization. So yes, what could be the points on the same organization? So why do you think there are certain people, who choose to stick around with the same organization?
It's more comfortable. It's more comfortable to a person because they get used to an organization and then
Comfortable as they get used to. Okay. Any other points that comes to your mind working with the same organization?
you can build loyalty, then you can build trust. You can show that you're dedicated to a certain organization, which can
Build
help you.
loyalty, trust, and this will give them benefits. Okay. Fine. What about different organizations? Why do you think there are people, or there is a section of people, who switch jobs?
Well, that depends on if they're happy with what they, happy with the job they have. People switch for many reasons. Some people want a change of scenery, so they switch their jobs. Some people are not happy with current jobs, so
Right. So want to change
want to change. Yes.
in their profile. Okay. There are some people who are not happy, unhappy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Any other points?
Some people need to move, like want to move around. Maybe someone wants to go to another country and stuff like that. So people
So
switch
there are people
organizations.
who want to explore,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I somehow feel that explore opportunities and want to change their profile, that could come under one, right? That could come under one. They could be clubbed under one. So there are people who are seeking a change in their job profile. There are people who are looking out for better opportunities of promotion, compensation, right? All this could be clubbed under one point. And the other point could be those who are unhappy with their current work situation. They kind of, in fact, I feel all the three could be put together. But anyways, so now this is how the planning has to be done. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're planning the main points of the essay, you have to make it sure that you're planning the points on both the sides, number one. And number two, when you're planning the points on both the sides, also make it sure that you are picking up. I mean, when you're doing the planning, there could be hundreds of points that can come to your mind. No doubts about that. But then you have to pick up only those points which are discrete, which are distinct, which are separate, distinct points. Okay, like if you look at the points under same organized, like if you see switching jobs, you gave me 3 points, but then 2 of them could be clubbed together. Or maybe all, I mean, maybe second and third one, people are unhappy with their current work situation and they are looking out to explore better opportunities for promotion and compensation. These two could be clubbed together, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So always remember that when you're working on a particular essay, when you're doing the planning and when you're deciding upon your side, you have to see the number of points that you're having, a number of distinct and discrete points that you're having. Distinct points. Like if you look at this is one point. You have a conducive environment to grow. You have a conducive environment to work. Why? Because everything is familiar. You've been working there for years together and you've developed, that kind of a relationship with your colleagues. Yeah. So that's one thing. Okay, now let us get started with the micro planning. So in IELTS marking criteria, what is absolutely important is to understand the marking criteria, the do's and the don'ts. Okay. So it is not only about giving a large number of points and leaving it. It is about presenting a point, explaining it, and substantiating it with the help of evidences. Okay, so please make it sure that instead of giving 100 points or 1000 points, you are giving different points, and for every distinct and discrete point, you are giving an explanation. You are substantiating with the help of an evidence. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at this micro planning. So depending on the planning that we have done, I think you are agreeing to working with the same organization, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So topic sentence is what, right? So when we say what, so more comfortable. So you're saying conducive environment to grow. So why do you have this conducive environment to grow? Give me the why and how. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why do you have this conducive environment to grow?
Right. First give me the meaning of conducive.
Okay. Conducive means that, it is conducive to growth. Something, which is helping you to grow.
Okay.
Conducive. Okay. So you said that, if you're working with the same organization for years together, then you have a familiar environment, right? So you are comfortable working with people who are familiar, right?
Yeah.
There are no surprises anymore.
Hmm.
There are no uncertainties. You build an amazing rapport with colleagues, management, and so that's it. So you have this is how you have that conducive environment. So if you just write that you have a conducive environment, that won't help. Okay, you have to mention the why and how. That why do you feel that if you're staying with a single organization for years together, you would have a conducive environment? Why? Because you become familiar with everything. There are no surprises, there are no challenges, everything is known to you, right? Yeah. Okay. Then you can give an evidence. When it comes to giving an evidence, you can give a statistical, you can even give a specific evidence.
Okay.
So this is my first point. Now looking at the second point that you have given me, that says, loyalty. So benefits, long-term benefits. And then you have the explanation, which says why and how. So why do you think you'll be getting long-term benefits if you're working with an organization for long?
Staying with an organization for a long time shows that you are like connected with the organization. You trust the organization. So
Exactly. There's a level of trust, loyalty, right? The company respects your relentless service for years, right? In fact, almost everything. And so whenever there is a critical problem, you will be the person who will be given the chance to show the competence, right? Clear?
yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and that's why, you get those long-term benefits. Like gratuity, PF. So yes, a company policy is always that, a company would never pay heed or pay attention to someone, who's just worked for a year or two. So if you're working with an organization for years together, that is when you develop that bonding, that you develop that loyalty and trust, and you can expect, great things and good things from them. So this is what, and then you can give an evidence. So what is an evidence? An evidence is nothing but, you are basically trying to give a fact, a trend, a situation which is vouching for your point. So which is supporting your point. Is that clear? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know any fact about this. This is an opinion, right?
No. When it comes to giving an evidence, what do you mean by an evidence? Evidence is
Something
an
that
example.
yeah,
Evidence means an example. What is an example? An example is nothing but, giving a fact. Maybe when you talk about, when you talk about the second point, long-term benefits, you can probably talk about the government organizations who have company policy, who have a policy that, only gratuity would be available for those employees who have worked or who have been working in the company for over 10 years. So that's a
Okay.
fact, right? That's a situation. That's a trend, which is basically vouching or, showing that, okay, which is validating the point that you have given. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, this was about it. Now let us look at the structure for discussion essay with strong opinion, right? So there are two ways of giving your opinion. One could be a strong opinion, the way you have just taken one side. You're completely agreeing to one and disagreeing to the other. So you're saying that, yes, I mean, it is good. It is overwhelmingly beneficial for the employees who, kind of stick with the same organization because of these benefits. And you're completely disagreeing to the other side. And so we say that this is a strong opinion, right? There could also be another way of giving an opinion that is popularly known as balanced opinion or mixed reaction. What is a balanced opinion? You're kind of saying that, see, there are certain situations or certain circumstances under which, okay, so it depends upon an individual. There are certain employees who like stability and they stay with an organization. There are certain employees who like to explore opportunities, and so they switch jobs. So that's known as a balanced opinion, or that's known as a mixed reaction, wherein you are not sticking to one side, you are giving a mixed reaction. Okay. And the structure for the discussion essay with strong opinion varies. All right. So when it comes to a structure for a discussion essay with strong opinion, there's one structure, and when it comes to with balanced opinion, there's another structure. So today we'll be focusing on structure for discussion essay with strong opinion. Later on, when you work on a discussion essay with balanced opinion, probably we'll be working on that. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
If there are any doubts, you can ask me. So then you have the opinion statement. Then you have the content statement. Then there's BP1, which is the other side, which is just 1 point. Then you have BP2, which is your side, 2 points. I mean, more number of points on your side. That's the idea. Your side should always be body para 2, and that should always have more number of points than the other side. Now you can give 2 points, you can give 3 points, but there is a time constraint also, right? You just have 25 to 30 minutes to work on that. And there's a word limit as well. So 2 points should be more than enough. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then let's look at the conclusion, which is refuting the other side to show the upper hand of your side, and then you have restating the opinion. Okay.
Okay.
So this is your structure. Let me just try to put the entire structure on one page so that yeah. So this is the whole structure put together, and yeah, just look at the structure and tell me, do you have any doubts with the structure? You won't be having any doubts as such once we have a complete discussion on the essay right after this, but just look at the structure and tell me if there are any doubts in understanding.
What do you mean, like content statement? Like, what do you mean, like the first paragraph?
Content statement is nothing but, there has to be the third statement of your introduction. So the third statement of your introduction should talk about what is there in your essay. So what is the content of your essay? So what is the content that you're writing in your body para 1? What is the content that you're writing in your body para 2? So that is something, because what is the work of an introduction? The work of an introduction is to introduce the content of the essay.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why, in the introduction, it is very important that we are introducing whatever we are writing. So we are paraphrasing the question, we are introducing the question, we are introducing our opinion, our point of view, and we are also trying to introduce or give a little bit of brief about the content, that this is supposed to be the content of our essay. Just to give a heads up to the examiner that, see, this is what you can expect in the essay, so that he or she does not have the benefit of doubt of thinking something else.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let us get back to your essay. So just a minute. Okay. Now looking at your essay, this just has 1, 2, 3 paras, which is not
Yeah.
right. So in IELTS essay writing, there has to be minimum 4 paras and maximum 6 paras. So minimum 4 paras, maximum 6 paras. Okay, that is one thing. Anyways, this is just your first essay writing, so I cannot expect a lot from you. But I believe that after today's session, whatever essay you would be writing, at least there should be some improvement in your writing. Okay, all right. Just give me 1 second. I'll just change the place. 1 second. Am I audible, Fadil, now?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now let us look at your, so this para that you have written, have you written, this para that you have written, okay, this needs a little bit of change in organization. So I'll just put it like this. Take this. Yeah. So this is the other side, right, that you're talking about?
Yes.
Switching organizations, yes. Yeah. This is how it should look like.
Okay.
Okay, so the other side is body para 1, your side is body para 2, then the conclusion, and then the introduction. Clear?
So the body para 1, do you want me to write like not like, not agreeing with the opinion? Is that what you want me to write?
Body para 1 is other side. Is that clear now?
Yeah.
I'm sorry with my spellings because I'm just pushing it. Yeah. Switching jobs, that is not your side, that is the other side.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about that in your body para 1, and you're talking about your side in body para 2.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Now since your side is body para 2, so the two body paras, they have contrasting content, they have different content, right? Body para 1 is talking about the other side and body para 2 is talking about your side. So whenever you're starting your body para 2, you have to start with the contrasting.
Okay.
So let's, and when I talk about linkers, I mean, there are many linkers which are available in the market, but then it is good if you can use the advanced ones. So I will be sharing, a list of linkers with you. So
I
you
think
can
you already, like I saw it on Gmail.
So yes, this is the contrasting linker. That is an advanced one. There are many others, but this is an advanced one. So when you use linkers, it's like you'll be like, ma'am, I used all the linkers. But remember 3 things when you're using linkers. 1, using the right linker at the right place. Do not force a linker. Just because, they have mentioned in the marking criteria that there should be use of transition words does not mean that you'll keep on using linkers anywhere and everywhere where there is not needed. That is one thing. Second thing, under usage and over usage of linkers are a big no. So do not give too many linkers or too many transition words, and do not give too few of transition words.
Okay.
Second one. Third one, use advanced linkers. Like if I can give you an example, having said that, and in contrast, I believe you had used in contrast. Now, having said that is definitely better than advanced than in contrast. Okay, so I'm not saying that in contrast is wrong or incorrect. I'm just saying that when it comes to comparing the quality of linkers, I think having said that is a better place in comparison to that of in contrast. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're starting with working for a certain organization all through someone's life has many benefits. We don't want introductions. That's an Indian way of writing. We don't want introductions. It's understood that you're talking about your side. See, the word count is minimum 250 words and maximum somewhere around 290, 300 words. So you cannot afford to lose your words in sentences on unnecessary things. All right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you started, us humans are used to comfort. Not needed. I mean, you've already mentioned, right? Working for the same organization makes one feel comfortable. So why do you need to give a generalized statement that, we human beings love to be in comfort or love to be in convenience or something? Okay, this is your opinion, right? So since this is your opinion, so you are going to start with a linker. I mean, not a linker, a template. An opinion template is what you're supposed to start. So it would be that. So it could be argued that working for the same organization can help one feel comfortable with their surroundings and colleagues. This will also help increase productivity of the employees. Do you find the difference between? See, you have written that they feel comfortable, and this will
Yeah.
increase their productivity, right?
Yeah.
You know what is missing? The missing part is the why and how. Why do they feel comfortable? Why will it increase the productivity? Look at the micro planning for future.
Okay. I need to talk about why and what.
You've given that they are comfortable and they have a conducive environment to grow, and so they become very their productivity is enhanced, or they become highly productive. Got it, understood. But the point is, where is your how and why? So in the IELTS marking criteria under your task achievement and task response that has 25% of the weightage, it is very important for you to present a point, extend and support that with an evidence. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let us include this. How is it that they become comfortable? Because they are all familiar and it's for long that they are working. Yeah. So working for the same organization can help. It could be argued that working for the same organization could work as the employee is not only familiar to colleagues and management, is not only familiar with the colleagues and management, but also you can say also so there are but also a stable, you can say. So there are no surprises and there are no challenges. Let's see what we can. Yes, there are. So provide the conducive environment for growth as the employee is not only familiar with the colleagues and management, but also builds, or you can say has plentiful opportunities to build an amazing rapport with with other workers, right? Resulting in
Increase in productivity.
resulting in less surprises, or you can say few surprises, and more productivity. right? Surprises, or you can say, you can even say uncertainties.
Okay.
That's right. So what was missing in your writing? All simple, right? First, the sentence construction, all simple sentences, making them feel comfortable. See, help one feel comfortable with their surroundings. This will also help in increasing the productivity. This will help this will, you have to connect and combine the ideas in this way with variety of sentence constructions, and then you have to provide the content. So variety in content, variety in words, and variety in sentence construction. See, conducive environment is a collocation. Okay. What is a collocation? There are certain words which go well together.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Collocation is certain words that go well together, like conducive environment. So what is conducive? Conducive is an adjective. Conducive, defining the kind of environment, and environment is a noun. So adjective plus noun, this becomes a collocation. So why are we even, using this word conducive environment? In order to reduce the word count and in order to enhance the quality of our writing.
Okay.
See, if you look at the way you have written, help one feel comfortable with their surroundings and colleagues, a very basic way of writing, right?
Yeah, kind of.
So what we are doing is we are basically going beyond this basic way of writing, and we are trying to write it in a way which shows our proficiency and expertise in the language. And that would and that should only come when we are using advanced collocations and providing variety of sentence constructions like this.
Okay.
Okay, so when you are doing your notes or when you're analyzing this correction, try to focus more and more on the red corrections, actually the red words.
Okay.
Okay, all right, look at these here. So what happened is, this time when you're working on this sentence, I'm not only working on the content, I'm also working on the words, I'm working on the sentence construction. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what you have to understand, and this is what you have to become expert in. Okay. All right. Fine. Now here what we did is we basically combined the topic sentence and the explanation together in one sentence. If you would want, for some other point, if you feel that no, there is a huge explanation, there is no possibility or there is no room to combine the topic sentence and the explanation together. If you feel that, in that case, what you can do is you can write the topic sentence and the explanation separately. So depending upon how much explanation you have, depending upon your content, you can either club the topic sentence and the explanation together in one sentence, the way we did it now, or you can put them separately, topic sentence, explanation, evidence, or sometimes you can even club the explanation and the evidence together. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. So if you want, you can give an evidence for this. Like maybe you can say that by you can say this could be exemplified by, or maybe it's better. I mean, if you have an example or evidence for this point, you can give. Otherwise, so if you're giving 2 points, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to give an evidence for every point.
Okay.
All right. So
if I don't write, then nothing will happen, right? I mean,
no, you have to give an evidence. That's a must. All that I'm trying to say is that if you're giving 2 points, there is no hard and fast rule that you're giving an evidence for every point. So here we have 2 different points, right? The first one is this, and the second one is some other point. So you can either give an evidence for the first point, or you can give an evidence for the second point. Clear?
Okay.
All right.
So while giving evidence, for example, in second paragraph, when we are talking about our side, I will give an evidence supporting whatever I say. But do I also need to give evidence for the first paragraph?
Yeah. If you have an evidence, you can definitely give, but there is no hard and fast rule for the first para. But for your side, it is mandatory that you give an evidence. For the other side, I mean, see, the point, the idea is that whatever point you are giving, try to substantiate with the help of an evidence. Now, when it comes to your body para 2, you're giving 2 points. So you can put an evidence for any 1 point. When it comes to your body para 1, since you're just giving 1 point, so in any case, you're having to give an evidence for 1 point. Okay. Yeah. All right. Talking about the next point. So the next point talks about, getting benefits. So what is over overwhelmingly beneficial is that an employee who serves the uh, strikes up the relationship of loyalty, trust, management, right? Which in turn say rewards the former with, you can say, pay raise, the way you have written,
Yeah.
with either pay raise or with promotion. Now again, see, staying in an organization can help develop trust with superiors, betterment, again loyalty. So see, this whole thing that you have written, my point is that it is becoming repetitive. Could have been given in one sentence the way I have given, right? You're saying that there will be trust, and because of this trust, the management will be rewarding them. Yeah, this is what you're trying to say. So this is something that I have put in one sentence because the subject is same. What you have done is they will be developing trust with superiors, then that will be better, then that will be recognized. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Try
Yeah,
to,
I got
yeah, try to combine ideas with these linkers and with these words.
it.
Okay.
No, the reason I started repeating it was because I'm trying to get to 250 words because that's the word limit.
So but then
So yeah,
you cannot be repetitive, you have to give the why and how.
okay.
That is what is missing. So just in
Yeah,
order to, just because I have to reach the word count, you're kind of giving to, I mean, you're being repetitive. Remember, do not be repetitive, be relevant.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we are moving this from here, right? I would want, I mean, you could give this. So, right? So you can
Yeah.
keep this like what is overwhelmingly beneficial, and after this, either you can put this
Yeah.
or you can put this. Yeah. I kept this because you have provided me with a sentence construction thus increasing. So verb ing, cause and effect, use of a modifier. So this is the cause. They are showing loyalty and dedication, because of which they are having higher chances of having a pay raise or a promotion. Okay, so what is overwhelmingly beneficial is that staying at an organization can also help show loyalty and dedication towards the organization. Thus,
Okay.
I'm just highlighting the important ones. Yeah. What is overwhelmingly beneficial is a sequencing linker. What is a sequencing linker? We are giving points on the same side, right? This is our
Yeah.
side and giving points on the same side. So
Okay.
first point, it could be argued that. Second point, what is overwhelmingly beneficial? There could be other linkers also. There could be besides this, there could be alongside this, there could be in addition, but this is an advanced one. What is overwhelmingly beneficial? Clear?
Yeah.
So this is done. Now you can give an evidence. So this could be exemplified by companies which provide long-term benefits such as gratuity, PPA, to those employees who have been serving for more than years as a recognition of their. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is what has to be understood.
Mhm.
because of the font. Try to use the formal font. Okay.
Yeah, so Times New Roman. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So this is how it is. So are you seeing we've used an example link to give an example, which is exemplified by, right? So the examiner would understand that, see, this is the point, this is the evidence to that. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. And then always remember that we are not supposed to end a para with an example. So do not ever, end a para with an example or with an evidence. All right. So try to, round it off. So whenever you have an evidence or example towards the end of the para, try to, round it off with a rounded sentence. So maybe you can say most importantly, or you can say more importantly. What can be said? This is the last part. Okay, yeah, the problem solving that we have already mentioned in the micro planning. So take the points from the micro planning that we've done. That's the reason we do the micro planning. Okay. So yeah. So you know everything and you become the problem solver. So let's see. So you can say more importantly or most importantly.
It can result in personal growth. Can we write something like that?
We try to write this with years of service. One has a deeper understanding of the domains which whenever, or you can say which person to be for in order to address a critical problem as opposed to resolve workers who are still learning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe with years of service, one has a, you can say this, or you can even say a senior employee. That's better.
Okay.
Has a deeper understanding of the domains of the company, which makes him the most deserving person to be called for in order to address a critical problem as opposed to those of the new worker. So are you seeing I'm doing a comparison also, right? So it's not that I'm writing in a very plain and simple way. I'm trying to show my expertise and throwing light upon the other side as well. Okay, I could have just kept it until here, right, to address a critical problem. I could have just kept it until here, but no. What I did was I stretched it and I basically did that comparison. So this is needed. All right. So always remember that even if you have a strong opinion and whenever you are writing your side also, you're having a strong opinion, you're working on your side, you're giving points and arguments on your side, even then also try to throw light upon the other side by using all these contrasting linkers as opposed to unlike that of, okay. Yeah. Is that clear, Padil?
Yes.
Okay. So all these things needs to be mentioned in your writing. So the next writing that you'll be writing, that has to be, written in this way. So whatever is highlighted in red is something that you have to focus on, is something that you have to include.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so this is my BP2. Now moving on to my BP1. Remember, we are not wasting much time on our BP1 because this is not our side and we have taken strong opinion. So the choice of words, the choice of point has to be very light. We are not spending much time. We are not writing so much. Maximum 2 to 3 sentences, not more than that. Okay, so we are not starting with in contrast because this is our first BP. Can make it seem like one cannot stay put. This can give a bad impression. We are not talking about the demerits. We are first talking about the merit of the other side and then talking about the demerit. This is a small twist that you have to understand.
Okay.
Got it? So this is a discussion essay with opinion, and you have a strong opinion. I understand, because you had a strong opinion, so you kind of had given the demerit of the other side, right? But that's
No,
not
because the first, the way I wrote about my side first, right? So I wrote about all the merits of that, and then I decided to write about the demerits, of the other side. That's why.
I get that, but that's not how it has to be done, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
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 So as per the structure or as per the content or demand of the question, you first have to discuss the merit of the other side in a sentence, then you have to give an evidence, and then you have to refute it. You have to talk about the demerit of the other side. Okay. Maybe you can say some who choose to So some who choose to, you can say some who desire to explore in land different maybe. Yeah. So are you seeing the difference? I mean, I didn't write so much. I just
Yeah.
mentioned merit of the other. I mean, I didn't also mention the merit. Rather, I just said that some people who switch jobs, they switch it because of this. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. So when I'm talking about the like the first paragraph, do I need to write about the demerits as well as the merits, or only the merits?
Merits as well as demerits. So that's what I'm doing. See, this is a merit. This is not a merit, rather. This is like people who like to switch jobs. They switch it because of this reason, right?
Okay. So first I have to start with the merits, then go on to the demerits.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are moving on, and now you can give an example. All right.
Yes.
So keep it light. Should not weigh down your side. That's what is my point. Okay. And now you can talk about, or you can refute this. You can rebut it. So when you're rebutting, you can use a contrasting. Working in different organizations can make it seem like a bad impression. Yeah. So maybe adjust. Okay. Moving. What is this effect? Okay. Dissatisfaction. Okay. Internal issues, dissatisfaction. See how many times you have repeated the words, the content. So do not be repetitive. That is what is the first a big no when it comes to IELTS writing. I understand initially, when you find that why you got lost, why you felt that, oh God, I'm not getting content to write, because you were not done with the planning and the micro planning before you started writing the main essay.
Yeah.
Once you're done with that, once when you are done with working on the planning and the micro planning, that is when, and then you start working on the essay, you will see that the content is ready with you. You just have to work on the vocab and the sentence construction part. So there are absolutely no chances of deviating or being lost. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's see. So this could be said that, you know, such workers leave behind a bad, you can say a negative impression, right? Bad, you know, bad is a very basic word, negative impression.
Okay. Sure.
Future, instead of future, it's better to write prospective. Employers, right?
Yeah.
As well as suffer from
Dissatisfaction.
yeah,
among previous-
you can say dissatisfaction, yeah, dissatisfaction due to hatred from new colleagues. Yeah. So everything written in few sentences. Are you seeing this? We didn't need so many sentences. I mean, this is well enough. So such workers leave behind a negative impression upon their prospective employers, as well as suffer from dissatisfaction due to hatred from new colleagues.
Okay.
In turn, limits their growth, or you can say limits their career growth. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it? So this is how you have to refute it. So first we are saying that, see, this is the reason because of which these people are changing jobs or these people are switching jobs. And then you're giving a and then you're giving an evidence to validate this, and then you're giving a contrasting linker, and then, you know, you are kind of refuting it. Let's see, even if, you know, they are desiring to do this, this would be the demerit if they are doing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are we doing this? Because we have to show the upper hand of our side. So if we are not refuting the other side, then how will we show the upper hand of our side?
Okay.
Right. As well as a coordinating conjunction, we are using this instead of and. So we are trying not to use too much of and or too many ands. Why are we using as well as not only but also? Because we are joining or combining ideas in the same direction. So we are talking about two negatives, right? They are leaving behind a negative impression and they are suffering from dissatisfaction. Okay.
Okay.
So include these in your writing. That's important.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. If I write like too many as well as, is that do I think for that?
So do not repeat anything. Do not repeat anything.
No, I'm not repeating anything. So instead of, you said that instead of saying and, use the word as well as.
So instead of, see, whenever you're finding that there's an and, there are too many ands, try to use as well as, try to use not only but also. Even after that, if you're not being able to, you know, cut down upon and, then try to change the sentence construction. So
Okay.
maybe you have, so maybe, you know, you've written a sentence with if then, and there's an and coming. Maybe if you change that to either or, neither nor, or maybe some other type of sentence construction, you can do away with that and.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
this is the engineering and the manipulation that you have to do in order to get good scores. Okay.
yeah.
All right. This is about it. Now we are moving on to the conclusion. So when it comes to the conclusion, right? So in conclusion, so we have to use conclusion linkers. Okay. Right. So once a person joins an organization, it ends up being their second family. The choice of staying or moving is a personal one. No, you cannot say this. This will only come when you're giving a balanced opinion.
Okay.
This, you are not leaving upon something. I mean, you are not leaving the choice on someone, right? You are saying that it's good to stick with an organization. So you're talking about your personal choice, which says that, yes, this is my opinion. And, you know, I mean, one should stay with the same organization because of all these benefits. If you give this a choice, the choice of staying with the same organization is up to one, then that becomes a mixed reaction. That becomes a balanced opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So we are doing even though. Jobs. One cannot deny that such workers
will enjoy the benefits of staying.
So one cannot enjoy, I mean, we have to refute this. So we are saying even though one who switches, even though it's a contrasting linker. So even though one who switches jobs gets chance to explore new opportunities, one cannot deny that such workers, you know, have to prove themselves, prove their competence from scratch every time they are starting with a new form. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so and this could, you know, bring in a lot of stress and risk. Yeah. So you don't know, you know, whether the management would be liking your work. So every 2 years, every 1 year, you know, you are having to prove yourself. Right. So that kind of, you know, brings a lot of stress, that brings in a lot of risk. Yes or no? Yeah. That's what. And now what you can do is you can kind of say, therefore, it is justifiable. So the same firm for long, or you can say years together. Okay. Years together as once a person joins an organization, yeah, and then you can write this. I mean, you just have to, you know, restate your opinion and the arguments that you've already made in different words. So, yeah, in different words. So restate your opinion in different words. All right. Yeah. All right. This was about the conclusion. Moving on to the introduction. Now, if we look at the introduction, you followed the conclusion, right? First, we are mentioning the merit of the other side. Then we are refuting it. And then we are restating our opinion. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at the introduction. Now, when we talk about the introduction, the first thing in today's world, most people to settle down in an organization rather than moving to, you started with your opinion right away, which is not right. So the first statement has to be rewriting the question in your own words, keeping the content and the intent of the question same. So you have to rewrite the question in your own words because you have to introduce the topic of the question, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do it in this way. So you can say somebody that sticking with the same firm is beneficial, while there are others who disagree and choose to change workplaces. All right. Or choose to change workplaces, or choose to work in multiple organizations, choose to work in various organizations, different organizations in their lifetime. There are different ways of writing. So what did I do? I basically rephrased or rewrote the question in my own words, keeping the content and the intent of the question same. Right?
Okay.
Now I'm giving my opinion statement. Remember, when you're writing IELTS academic essay, it is better you are not using, or it is better, you are not introducing too much of personal pronouns like I'm, your, my. So stop using I'm, your, my. It is better. I mean, personal pronouns should be avoided. So maybe you can say there is compelling evidence to argue, or you can say to support people who switch jobs frequently, or who prefer to work with multiple organizations, and such change brings with it reduced job benefits. Okay?
I'll talk about my opinion in the introduction paragraph.
No, you're not supposed to talk about right at the first sentence of your introduction.
Okay.
That's what I said, right? So here, this is paraphrasing the question. See, I have paraphrased the question. There was a question given, and I just rephrased it in my own words. So I'm introducing the question. Even before introducing the topic of the question, or even before introducing the question of the essay, how can you just right away give your own opinion? That's definitely not the right way of starting.
Okay.
Okay. First you have to give your, first you have to introduce the topic, right? That this is the topic.
Yeah.
Then you have to say whether you are agreeing completely, disagreeing completely, or you have a balanced thing. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And this is your opinion statement, and then the content statement. So the content statement says, this essay discusses the rationale behind both the views, or both the sides is something that you can give, and argues why being stable with one firm helps to progress up the career ladder, as opposed to how changing workplaces could could, you can say, what all did we say? We said it leaves behind a negative impression, right? That's what we said, right? Yeah. It leaves behind negative impression. It results in dissatisfaction. So we can say to how changing workplaces could leave an employee dissatisfied, right? Yeah. This is my content statement with a why and how. I didn't do anything new. There is no rocket science. It's just that whatever I have mentioned in my body para 1 and body para 2, that's what I have just, put in over here. So see, this is my content of body para 1, body para 2.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is body para 1. That's all.
Okay. So at the end of the introduction paragraph, I need to.
Yes, there are 3. Ideally, there should be 3 sentences in your introduction para. The first is introducing the question, which is paraphrasing the question. The second is giving your opinion statement. And the last one is this.
This has like.
Yeah, the content statement. Okay.
Okay.
Any doubts anywhere? No?
No.
So remember, when you're working on the next essay of similar type, I would really want a lot of improvement. Okay.
You give me an essay. I mean, I'll do one today, and tomorrow we have class, right? You can check it.
Yeah, I need to know your timings actually, Padel. That's most important.
Timings as in.
I mean, what would be your timings for the session? Because today, like you have your accounting tuition and something like that, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, long story, but yeah. Yeah, my dad will confirm the timings. That's fine.
See, okay. All right. Let him get back to me with the timings. All right. Work on this type of an essay. So this was discussion essay with strong opinion that we did. All right. So I would be sharing a sheet with you, an essay list with you,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to pick up essays from there. Or you can pick up an essay question from anywhere, but just make it sure that you're picking up a discussion essay with opinion. How would you know it's discussion essay with opinion? Discuss both the views and give your own opinion.
Okay, so are you gonna through like Gmail?
I'm sharing. So I believe you should be getting it.
Right now. Okay, let me check.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to sit with the timings with your dad because that's something which is important. I can even connect at. Okay, let me just sit with the timings part. Okay. All right, I have just shared. I hope you must have. I mean, you have received it, right?
Yeah, I got the essay.
Yeah. So just pick up a discussion essay with strong opinion, send it to me, and I will be correcting it and sending it back to you. All right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
sure.
I have shared one. I believe I had shared one PDF from where you wrote this mock test, right?
Yes, I have it with me.
Yes. So it would be great if you can take the prints of only the reading question papers.
So you want me to do the reading one in test two?
I want you to take the prints, hard
Oh,
copy of only the reading question paper. Yeah. So you have, you must have gone through the book and you would see that there are 8 tests which are there, 8 tests. So all that I want is you need to take the prints of the reading question papers, just the reading question papers for all the 8 tests. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Okay, perfect. I need to check how well you are, following the sessions.